right, Matrixx and Rhodes show supporters. Well, let's talk a little bit about the ratings. I always find this kind of thing rather interesting, especially when you're talking about the landscape of what is traditionally a leftist dumpster fire, landfill situation when it comes to the late night television. The Stephen Colbert's, the Daily Shows, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. And, of course, in the last couple of years, somebody else emerged in this, and it was one Greg Gutfeld. Now, I'm going to be real. I like almost nobody left at Fox News. And I don't watch Fox News very often. I like their weekend show, their weekend morning show. Rachel Campos-Duffy, Pete Hegseth, they're very big Trump supporters. I like Jesse Waters. I like Greg Gutfeld. I like Greg Gutfeld a lot, frankly. And Hannity, I don't even watch Hannity anymore. I don't. But since Greg Gutfeld showed up, he very quickly sucked the air out of the room when it came to late night. Number one, there hadn't been any conservative voices on late night television. Even somebody like a classic liberal like Bill Maher, he's a big Gutfeld fan. He's had him on his podcast. Bill Maher was on the show a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was. But this is very interesting, and I hope it's something that carries over at least somewhat to voters. But Greg Gutfeld's show is continuing to dominate the landscape. And you see this right here, has quadrupled the audience of the liberal Daily Show. And he's now leading cable news among younger viewers. Right? Fox News has sort of been known for, it dominates the landscape in people older than, say, 55. But it's really starting to sort of gain traction. And we know there's been a real rise of younger voters that's supporting Trump, for example. So let's take a look at this. Greg Gutfeld's late night show featuring a revolving panel of guests to discuss the day's news is absolutely thriving. My particular favorite guest that he has on there is Tyrus. I'm a wrestling fan. He's a former NWA world champion, and I just like listening to some of his viewpoints. They have comedians on there, etc., etc. Not only has Gutfeld expanded to reach its young viewers, he has quadrupled the size of his audience for the liberal Daily Show that frequently targets Republicans and conservative media. Fox News announced some major ratings gains in the second quarter of 2024, a time when media companies are struggling left and right. Well, not only Gutfeld, but Jesse Waters, all right? They both have sort of taken off here, right? And the network was number one over its competitors for yet another quarter, and they posted double-digit gains in every measured category. For comparison, CNN hit a 33-year low. Yikes! In total day viewers in the 18 to 49 and 25 to 54 demos. The network also aired the first debate between President Biden and Donald Trump, which brought them their biggest ratings in network history, and it did nothing for them. Nothing. But wasn't enough to significantly boost the average demo ratings for the quarter. Yikes. Greg Gutfeld and Jesse Waters have plenty to celebrate, with the former beating other late-night shows and the latter seeing gains that made him the most watched primetime show in the 8 p.m. slot, with June being Waters' most watched month ever. Both are also co-hosts of The Five. I do watch The Five some. A couple times a week usually. I like Judge Janine on there, and Gutfeld's on there, which is the biggest non-primetime show in cable news for the 11th straight quarter. Fox's overall ratings represent more than 50% of the audience share in total day and primetime ratings. So let's come over here to Mediaite, because they're going to give us some more actual numbers. The Five averaged 3.1 million viewers for the second quarter and 270,000 in the 25 to 54 demo. The ratings are unusually high for a 5 p.m. show, with the 5 drawing far more viewers than primetime shows on rival networks. So they're just destroying everybody with a 5 o'clock show. Gutfeld was not far behind in overall viewers, averaging 2.1 million. The show averaged above the 5 in the 25 to 54 demo, bringing 295,000 viewers in, the most of any cable news program. Gutfeld, who previously hosted the 3 a.m. Red Eye, saw a double-digit increase in that demo. The show continues to beat other late-night programs from Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, and others, though it benefits from airing slightly earlier at 10 p.m. He also managed to beat Seth Meyers in the 18 to 49 and 25 to 54 demo. And then it gets real ugly for The Daily Show and Jon Stewart. Gutfeld more than quadrupled the total viewers tuning in to The Daily Show, which recently saw Jon Stewart return as part-time host. Gutfeld's show also doubled The Daily Show's average viewers of 146,000 in the 25 to 54 demo. Gutfeld will be broadcasting his show live at 11 p.m. from Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. That should be interesting. Waters is just shy of a year of the 8 p.m. slot, and he's seeing big year-over-year gains. He averaged 2.7 million viewers overall and 260,000 viewers in the 25 to 54, and it goes on to give a few more ratings there. So that's interesting. Mark Levine's Life, Liberty, and Levine actually got 1.4 million viewers too. But I find that kind of interesting that Gutfeld seems to be, he's dominating that 25 to 54 demographic. He's pretty much got it on lockdown. And that's been a demo that Fox News has actually kind of struggled with for a long time. But you can see they're whipping everybody at this point. And I think it's because they've got a few people that, again, Brett Baer, nobody's tuning in for him. Neil Cavito, nobody's tuning in for that dude either. We're just not. They're more of the classic Republican kind of thoroughfare there, right? I guess the people that still actually support Liz Cheney and Mitt Romney would be interested in watching those shows. I can't stand those guys. Brett Baer, all the way back to election night is when I wrote that dude off. But the point is, very interesting. Daily Show thought they were bringing back Jon Stewart. It was going to carry all this weight. It's been a dud. It hasn't worked out. And CNN, 33-year low. Wow, that is hilarious, actually. Tell me what you think. That's what happens when you lie to everybody. And the media got caught red-handed during the debate having hid Joe Biden's mental fall-offs, let's put it that way. There is mental decline. And it got showed to the world last week, and now everybody, even people on the left, are like, you guys have been lying to us. It's amazing that they act like they didn't know. They thought it was a right-wing talking point. Oops, no, he's actually a space cadet. He's like, 6 months from being a walking, talking vegetable, okay? A total meathead. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.